Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I wanted to discuss a issue with you that I ran across on YouTube, and I found it very interesting because I had been experiencing the same thing and I didn't know why. I tried to attribute a lot of the recent changes that I have been experiencing with my body to maybe stress or just anything else other than what is now being confirmed that women are experiencing menstrual cycle changes as a side effect of the COVID vaccine. So let's ask ourselves, are menstrual cycle changes a side effect of the COVID vaccine? Well, from the news clip that I just saw on YouTube for ABC News and another one on CNN, there have been confirmed side effects that women are reporting that they are experiencing changes in their cycle as a direct result of the COVID vaccination. Well, the reason why I'm interested in such a topic is because I am a woman, I have been vaccinated, and my cycle has been changed. I want to go ahead and discuss with you all and give a little bit of a story time on what happened to my body as a direct result of being vaccinated. So I'll start off and say that I don't want to impose any of my views on anyone. I'm just simply sharing my experience. You do what's best for you and your body. I'm not a medical professional. I am just a person who's gone through the pandemic with the rest of you all that wants to share my experience. Maybe for those of you who are interested in getting vaccinated, or those of you who are already vaccinated and might have the same experience. So let's get started with my little story. I am fully vaccinated. I received the Moderna vaccine. And one of the things I will say is I was allergic to one of the ingredients in the vaccine. It does contain penicillin. Therefore, the CDC there's a hotline that the doctor's office will call when someone has an allergy to one of the ingredients. And what will end up happening is they have to wait and get a response to if they can give you the vaccine, and how long the observation time is going to be. So, seeing how I was allergic to one of the ingredients of the Moderna vaccine, my observation time was almost an hour. I had to sit for almost an hour with a registered nurse to make sure that I wasn't experiencing any side effects from the vaccination, because typically they have a window in which if you have adverse reactions to the vaccination, that's what that observation window is supposed to be. They base it loosely off of the research they've done so far, and that should be like the window in which anything that was going to happen should have happened. Well, it looks like they were wrong. So, after I received my first vaccination, I noticed some mild changes with my menstrual cycle. I noticed a couple things. One being that I started to have cramps when I'm typically not a person who gets cramps during their cycle. I don't take medication during my cycle. I am very fortunate that I didn't have to do anything like that. Another thing I experienced is the duration of my cycle increased. I went from having my cycle for 3 days to having it for 7 to 8 days. Another issue is I noticed that I started to cramp prior to my cycle as well, as during my cycle. So those are just things that are new for me because I've been fortunate enough to have a pretty easy cycle. So after the first dose of the vaccination, some of the symptoms crept up. They were kind of mild at first. Then in August, when I received my second dose of the vaccination, these symptoms became more intense. I started to feel that I was having a heavier flow. The cramps were extremely painful. There was like a weird feeling of, in my area that you have my cycle that was kind of tender. And I also experienced a longer cycle. So I will say that when I watched this news article, I was floored because I tried to attribute all of these changes in my body to stress, to the pandemic, to the being on lockdown, coming off of lockdown. Maybe I'm having an anxiety attack because I sit in my mask all the time and it makes me feel claustrophobic within my mask. I mean, I just, thought so many things. Really, immediately after the vaccinations, the only thing that I experienced were just like soreness in the injection site, and that went on for about 3 to 4 days. So after that, I thought to myself, okay, we're done. But when I had my first cycle after being vaccinated, or half vaccinated and vaccinated, the symptoms of my cycle have changed. My cycle has transformed into something that it hasn't been for 20 years. I only experienced this type of cycle in my adolescent years, maybe in my teens, where I've had the cramps and all that other stuff that, you have. But as an adult, the indicator that my cycle was going to come prior to being vaccinated was I would get a single bump on my face and it would be a little painful. And then I would become more regular. So that was just about it. I mean, TMI, but it's the truth. So with that being said, yes, the vaccination does affect menstrual cycles. I am not a medical professional, nor am I a scientist, but what I will say is from reading online and from watching the news and seeing women report it, I finally have a reason behind it. So I thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to share your vaccination experiences with me, I would love to hear them. Also, I again don't want to push my views or my agenda on anyone. I'm just sharing my experience, and I hope it was helpful to you in terms of making a decision for yourself. Thank you for watching. See you on the next video.